Yeah, that's right. Yes, the First Minister revealed the cases yesterday, 5 in Lanarkshire, 4 in Greater Glasgow and Clyde areas, so that reveals the 9. Of course, all 9 are linked to the same event, as you said, so I suppose in some ways, in some respects, that's good news in terms of trying to contain it. Also revealed was the fact that it was community-based rather than obviously people coming in from abroad, so again, that probably helps the situation, and they can go through who was at that event and decide exactly where this has originated from. Obviously, that's going to take some time. That's not going to happen anytime soon. Obviously, details are going to have to be checked. Obviously, as well, the First Minister said yesterday that there's likely to be more cases, and I don't think anyone would dispute that either. The Omicron cases are likely to rise, but we will see what transpires over the next few days. But certainly a case of trying to contain it in the west coast of Scotland. Will it spread across the country? Well, that remains to be seen. We've seen it already spread across other parts of the UK. So it's definitely a sense of containment. One thing the First Minister was certainly clear to point out was encouraging people to get that vaccination. Obviously, over 18s now can get the booster jab. 14 to 17-year-olds can get their second vaccination. So really opening it up. Was questioned, though, by Conservative leader Douglas Ross. He said 2 million people in Scotland still without the vaccinations they need. So some debate there, but certainly it's something that needs to happen and needs to happen quickly, and certainly something that Nicola Sturgeon is urging people to do.
Interesting, Davie, that of those that have tested positive for the new variant, that international travel doesn't seem to have played any part. There don't seem to be a link with that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most interesting factors here, that there is no international travel involved, which is slightly worrying in some respects because, as I said, it's originated in the community, which means Omicron virus is already prevalent in Scotland. How prevalent, we'll find out, as I say, in the next few days, and certainly measures have been taken in place to try and find out exactly where it originated from. The people involved, the 9 people involved, are self-isolating. They're not receiving any medical treatments. Again, that's very, very positive news indeed. But we have heard that the Omicron virus is more stronger than the Delta variant. So you do start to worry and wonder, how long before we see more cases across Scotland and across the UK as well.
Davie, can you just remind us, what are the restrictions in place in Scotland now, and might they be ramped up?
Well, the restrictions really haven't changed because of the Omicron virus. It's certainly pretty much the same as usual. Masks have been in operation here for some time in terms of going into shops, in public places, public transport, when you're going on the train. The double vaccination passport has to be shown in places like nightclubs. With regards to bars, you have to wear a mask in the bar when you come into it. When you're sitting down, you don't have to wear the mask. Some have questioned that. But obviously there's a number of restrictions in place. I could go through them all, but really, in essence, they haven't really changed with regards to Omicron virus. There's still very much the same restrictions that were in place before. However, the First Minister was asked on Monday during a media conference, which I attended, that online, that would there be further restrictions put in place. She didn't rule it out, obviously, but she certainly was very keen to play down bringing them back in terms of things like a circuit breaker, or perhaps maybe putting some sort of lockdown measures in the west coast of Scotland where the Omicron cases are. But she's neglected to do that so far, certainly restrained to do that so far, because obviously she wants to see how things go in terms of numbers with the Omicron cases. Will they increase? Well, I think it's pretty likely that they will. How much they'll increase will depend on the restrictions that will be put in force.